Barbie is one of the most iconic toys ever made, sold in over 150 countries and produced by one of the world's largest toy companies. But behind her global success is a story few people know, one that begins in the South Asian factory town. From the 1970s to the late 1980s, the Philippines played a vital role in bringing Barbie to life. This is the story of how Mattel arrived, how its factory shaped a local economy, and why it eventually walked away. Mattel was founded in 1945 in Los Angeles by Harold Manson and Elliot Handler. What began as a small house business producing picture frames and dollhouse furniture from scrap materials soon evolved into a dedicated toy company. In 1959, Mattel introduced Barbie to the world at the American International Toy Fair in New York. Modeled after the German Billy Lilly doll, Barbie stood apart from the baby dolls of the era. She featured an adult figure and an aspirational persona that reflected the evolving ambition of young girls. Barbie quickly became a cultural milestone and a commercial success. She transformed the toy industry and redefined how generations of children imagined their future. By the 1970s, global demand for Barbie was rapidly increasing. To reduce production costs, Mattel, like many American manufacturers, began shifting operations overseas. At the same time, the Philippine government launched the Export Processing Zone Authority, or the EPZA, and opened its first site in Maravillas, Bataan. These zones offered foreign companies tax incentives, tariff exemptions, and labor restrictions that promised low-risk, high-yield operations. In 1976, Mattel opened its Philippine subsidiary inside the Bataan Export Processing Zone. At its peak, Mattel's factory in Bataan employed thousands of workers, most of them women. Their job ranges from painting doll faces, stitching miniature outfits, and assembling packaging for export. Executive praised the plant's productivity, calling it one of Mattel's most efficient facilities. The factory didn't just produce toys, it fueled local development. Recreation centers, cinemas, and trade fairs were established to serve employees and their families. For many, Barbie wasn't just a toy, she was a livelihood. But beneath the surface, tensions are growing. In 1981, over 3,000 Mattel employees staged a strike over starting wages. A year later, workers joined a multi-factory labor movement across the zone. Mattel responded by relocating production to new sites in Cainta and Pasig, but unrest continued. In 1987, after further disputes and accusations of contract violations, workers then blockaded company facilities, halting all operations. By year's end, Mattel announced a full withdrawal from the Philippines. Mattel's decision wasn't based on labor issues alone. In the early 1980s, the company suffered heavy losses during the video game crash, particularly from its failed Intellivision console. Under new leadership, Mattel began consolidating its manufacturing network. Factories in California, Taiwan, and the Philippines were shut down as part of the global restructuring strategy aimed at survival. By January 1988, Mattel had officially ended all operations in the Philippines. Over 4,000 workers lost their jobs. For more than a decade, Barbie had been made in the Philippines, and in that time, Mattel contributed an estimated $7 million to the local economy. When the factories closed, they left behind not just infrastructure, but a generation shaped by the work that once filled them. Barbie didn't disappear from the Philippines after Mattel's departure. In the 1990s and the early 2000s, she remained a fixture in toy stores, thanks to Ritual Trading Corporation, Mattel's licensed distributor in the country. Though Barbie was now manufactured in China and Indonesia, Ritual helped maintain her presence locally. They organized small events, school tours, and tour fairs that made Barbie more accessible than ever before. During this time, several culturally themed dolls were released exclusively in the Philippine market, including Flora Filipina Barbie, the 1998 Philippine Centennial Barbie, and the Ilonggot Barbie. Though not produced locally, these dolls help Barbie reflect local culture in new and meaningful ways. Barbie has always adapted to the times, changing careers, styles, and storylines to reflect the world around her. But the people who helped bring her to life often remain in the background. For more than a decade, thousands of Filipino workers played a critical role in shaping one of the most recognizable toys in history. Their work transformed not only the brand, but also their communities. Today, Barbie is more inclusive, more global, and more culturally aware than ever before. But her legacy in the Philippines, built by hands upheld by stories, should not be forgotten. Do you remember owning Barbie from that era, or know someone who worked in the Mattel factory? Share your stories in the comments. If this video taught you something new, give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories or more doll restyles or unboxings from me. I really enjoy doing these kinds of videos, so just let me know. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.